We are live. Hello. Welcome to Sweet Home, California. My name is Jennifer, and I've got Lisa on here with me as well. Hello,
Hi,
Lisa. Thanks for
everybody.
joining us.
Thank
Um,
you.
I really wanted to get my thoughts on this historic election in recorded for posterity because I just am so happy with the results that we've been having so far. I'm very thankful, and I feel like I actually paid some played some small role in this. Just to let you know a little of my background here, I got started probably about the same time you did, Lisa. Did you get started about 2021? Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, in kind of the political thing. Yeah,
yeah, in the political thing. Okay, so you were on YouTube before that?
yeah, yeah. I was doing some other stuff just from 2016, and trying to keep track. I'm a big lover of John McAfee, so I was kind of in that direction.
Hmm. Well, it was in 2021. 2020, of course, was a very disappointing result. 2021, there was a lot of censoring going on. Of course, a lot of people were questioning those results. And of course, then January 6th happened. And, a person that we know, Michael from Sweet
Yep.
Home Maricopa, started a YouTube channel, and he was putting out the challenge to get involved.
Mhm.
And so I was one of the channels that was born of that, Sweet Home California. Um,
Yeah.
and then not only did I start the YouTube channel, which I don't post on here nearly as much as I would really like to, just because I would like to retire at some point and I need to continue to work. And I just haven't figured out how to get YouTube to really kind of pay all those bills. It's more of just a labor of love than anything else. So
And patriotism. You've
yeah.
done a great job, Jen. I mean, it's just amazing. A wild ride, huh?
Yes, definitely. But but I also got involved in the elections in my state. I moved to California in 2019, and so my first election that I was able to participate in was the Gavin Newsom recall election. And Larry
Wow.
Elder, he was all about, we've got a country to save, and he was really involved, and I was really excited to support him. And honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in Larry Elder. He just kind of fell off the map. He didn't have a fair shot because
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom had unlimited funds in that recall election, and Larry
Mhm.
Elder was limited as to how much he could spend. But then he could have ran 2 years later for the actual full term. And I don't know what happened to him. I'm disappointed because I think he really could have made a difference. The people who were running at the time against Gavin Newsom, nobody knew anything about. But anyhow, since then, that was my first election. And since then, here's all my bling.
Yes, I love it.
So here's my little election poll worker thing here.
Yay. Great job.
And with the ripe experience of 3 years and however many elections that is, it was 2021, then nothing until 2022, and then the primary. So, three different elections. They have me working as a supervisor for a whole polling location.
I can
That,
see that. You're smart.
oh my goodness, it was so stressful.
I bet.
It was way bigger. The midterms we had several we had about 100 in-person ballots and several hundred where they just drop off the ballots in our location. That was in the midterms. Last night we had 402 people check in. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, California likes to play musical precincts. So in the midterms, I had 3 precincts at my location. So and gave those numbers of about 100 in voting in person and a couple hundred with dropping off the mail-in ballots
Mhm.
in person. Fast forward to last night, we only had 2 precincts. So with only they've moved one of the precincts to another location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had a lot of upset people because they wait in a long line only to be told, your precinct is somewhere else. You can vote
Oh,
here, but it's going to take a lot longer because they have these stupid machines, and it's just a big mess. So in any case, with all of that, we went from 100 and some odd to 402 in person voting, and we had over about 500 mail-in ballots that were personally handed in at our location. So
Nice.
that was huge. And I can tell you, my area is so Republican. I had to unfortunately tell a couple people, you're not allowed to wear things like this.
Yeah.
At the thing.
I love that
Okay?
shirt.
Yeah, I got this at Coachella.
Yeah, I remember. I
Yeah,
was
and
like, that's so amazing.
yeah, so you're not allowed. We weren't allowed to have Trump's likeness or Trump's name or Kamala, but nobody has Kamala merch. Have you ever even seen somebody in a Kamala shirt,
No,
Kamala
no
hat?
hat, nothing,
No,
nothing.
no. They had so much confidence in their candidate
Yeah,
of choice that they were not willing to even spend $20 on a hat.
all right. Well, they couldn't because of the policies. They don't have the money.
Exactly, they didn't have the money. But I had two people at my precinct that I think I had one liberal election worker helping me out, and he was pointing out to me because I was just blind to it. Of course I forgot my glasses, so I couldn't even see 20 feet down
Oh,
away. So he would be like eagle-eyed and like, that person back there, they've got a Trump hat, and I saw the red, but they specifically told us if it said "Make America Great Again," that was allowed.
it didn't
So
say
I
Trump.
didn't even know. Yeah, but Trump is not allowed, and
Yeah.
the fight thing is not allowed. I did have somebody who had a fight. It wasn't as nice as this shirt. It
Hmm.
was just it was a black shirt with just a smaller
Yeah.
photo of it, and I had to ask her to turn it around. And
Oh.
both people that I talked to were perfectly chill with it, but I did have a number of people as they're dropping in their ballot, they're going, "Drill, baby, drill," or "Make America
Yes.
Great Again."
That's so great to hear from California too.
Yes,
I
we are
mean,
so redder than they let on. How did things go with you with Texas? How are things going over there?
it's going okay. I still haven't had a chance to go through some of the stuff that's going on in Harris County. But
Hmm.
I'm proud of Texas. We kept Texas red. We voted down ballot red.
I was
Um,
concerned about Cruz. They were staying at the
yeah,
last. I didn't even think that he was in danger, but they were starting to make noise that Cruz was upset that they cut his funding and that this was a tight race, but it turned out not to be so
no,
tight.
no. And, from a campaign standpoint, it was a fight for him
Hmm.
because, the Democrats were really, it's the money machine, you know,
Hmm.
and every commercial you would see, anything you would turn on was against him. But Texans aren't stupid. Texans are awake. So we were like, skip that commercial, whatever. We don't want to hear that. And we went to vote and did our part. So it came down to the people, and I'm really glad. I am. There are some rhinos, in my opinion, that won. I do not like Dan Crenshaw,
Yeah,
but we did what we needed to do to hand the House and the Senate to President Trump. And
right.
that is what the focus was. And I'm proud of my Texans.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean,
Well, that is absolutely wonderful. Um, well, now the hard work really begins.
yes.
I heard that Nevada had a ballot measure for requiring voter ID that passed, so that's really good news.
Nice.
California, as I was telling you, that is a lot redder than people want to say. So
Mhm.
we had this horrible proposition. I don't remember what the original number was. Maybe it was 47, where
Mhm.
it basically legalized crime. You could steal up to $999,
I know what
and
you're talking about. I
yeah,
read about that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You could have low level, drug offenses multiple times. Nobody really cared. But
Why
they
everything's behind glass at
yes.
Walgreens.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. It takes you so long to shop because even things as mundane as a deodorant stick is behind glass. It costs $3.
Yeah. My gosh.
But
That would drive me crazy.
they had a proposition, I believe it was number 36, that reverses that. It's the make crime crime again proposition. And overwhelmingly, it was 70% to 30%. The 30% are the criminals. and the
Yes.
70% are the normal people.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. I saw that this morning. I can't remember where it was, but I read a story on it. And I was like, go California. That
Mhm.
is a big slap in the face to Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
also defeated rent control.
yes.
That was another one that was 70-30%. It's the 30% the renters, it's the 70% the people who actually have to pay the bills and
Yeah.
maintain the property with reduced income.
Yeah.
They understood, the vast majority of California understood, the moment you put in rent control, you're going to have dilapidated
Yep.
locations to live, and you're going to have a lot fewer of them.
Yeah. Exactly. Because people, why would people do it? I mean,
Exactly. It's already hard enough to evict people for not paying.
exactly. Exactly. Let alone, the government just needs to stay out of certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and when America is working and people have properties and they lease them out to others, it's not the government's job to come in and tell them how much they can charge. I mean, they don't take into consideration everywhere. Oh, I love it. They don't take into consideration, property taxes and all the other things that go into having a place, and you want to offer a good place for people, and by government sticking their hand in there, it just keeps you from being able to do that. So go California, yay.
Yes, I'm so pleased with that. That's outstanding. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get um, some information up here, but my Chrome doesn't allow for ads. So, and I try
Yes.
to pull up Fox News.
Yeah.
Um, it said, "I'm sorry, we can't show you anything because you're blocking our ads." I'm like, I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, I know Storm's here. He's a master at that stuff.
Yeah.
So when you're feeling better, Storm, maybe you can help Jen out with
Yeah,
that.
thank you, Stormbringer, for being here. Thank you, Lisa Scott. You've got my maiden
Yes.
name. Maybe we're related back there somewhere. We
Nice.
have is that Tanja
Tanja
from
G, yes.
Germany? All right. Well,
Hi.
thank you for joining us from Germany. I was stationed in Germany. It was supposed to be for 3 years, but I wound up only being in for 2 years because for 1 year they decided to send me to Bosnia.
Oh,
Germany was much nicer.
yes. Yes.
The
I've been to
German people,
Germany.
yeah, it's very, very neat and clean.
Beautiful.
Um, Bosnia, on the other hand, not.
It's a war-torn country.
Yeah, it kind
Yeah.
of looks like California.
That's
We've
good.
got so much trash. People from LA County, they don't. They charge for going to the dump, and here in my county, it's already included in our property taxes. So if you live in Kern County, you can bring it to the landfill for free. And I
That's
think the
how it
LA
should be.
Yeah, I think the LA County people have only part of the answer. They're like,
Mm.
"Oh, it's free up in Kern County." So they drive up here and then they're told, "No, you can't come in." And then they just take the closest side road and then they dump it.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know, but I wish LA County would just let the LA County people have free dump service, and then our deserts would be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That is a safety hazard too.
Oh, it's horrible, and it's such the desert landscape out here. I've really grown to love it. My mom, I couldn't get her to move out here because she likes her green
Yeah.
garden, the trees and everything. It's a different kind of beauty out here, but I've gotten to enjoy it. How
Yeah.
is it in Texas? Texas has a pretty wide variation of
Yeah. I
topography.
mean, a lot of people think of Texas and think of, the tumbleweeds rolling by and
Hmm.
and out west, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like desert. It there's more humidity, I think, obviously. But like where I'm at, I'm right outside of Houston on the water side, like near Kemah, a little bit before Galveston. So we've got the water, green trees, all of that. But of course, during summer, it all turns brown because it is
Hmm.
110 out every day. So, yeah, we have beaches on one side, we have desert on another. I mean, you
I was
get
in
it
San
all here.
Antonio. I was in San Antonio for training for the military there, and I
Yeah.
remember it being so stinking hot. I was there during the summer for training, and it was
Oh,
so humid. The one thing about, California and our high
yeah.
desert heat of 112, 115 degrees is that it's a dry heat.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And it's a lot different. That's the one thing that I do not like. I'm older. I have arthritis. So with humidity comes arthritis issues. But Texas is humid. And so it is a different heat. Um, yeah, it's like when glasses fog up because open the oven. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Uh-huh.
much.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember I had glasses and the awful ugly glasses they give you in the military. As soon as
Yes.
you walk in, it's like you can't see. I'm going to
I
show. I'm
know.
going to show some of the different
Yes.
um, takes on things. So, who do you think this is? Trump retakes power. That would be from CNN, and they
Ah,
they did finally concede that he won. It was Trump was already given his victory speech. It was like midnight California
mhm.
time, around that time when he was talking, and they still, CNN and MSNBC, just was swearing up and down that he was at 266, and they were trying to hold out hope even with Pennsylvania being gone. It was awesome. But yeah, so CNN, fake news, right? Absolutely
Right.
fake news. MSNBC, fake news. Fox News. Fox News waited until 2 a.m. Was that Eastern or Pacific? I think it's Pacific. I think it was 2 a.m. They still hadn't called it yet. Uh,
Wow. I was
yeah,
already snoozing by then. When we
yeah,
got done
yeah.
on the live, I was like out.
Correct me if I'm wrong there, if that was 2 a.m. Pacific or if that was 2 a.m. Eastern when Fox News called it. But they were late. The first
Yeah.
people to call it was Newsmax. So I would love to get everybody's opinion on this, but I just got an email from Newsmax saying, um, hey, Newsmax is going to go public. They are,
Really?
yes, they are going to be putting together an IPO that they're planning sometime, I believe they said in 2025. So they are offering an initial investment at what they consider a 25% discount of what they think the initial IPO is going to be. Of
Right.
course, nothing's guaranteed in life, right? But
Yeah.
they showed this graph that they're just shooting through the roof of like
Of course.
300% increase since, a couple years ago. So I'm like, I am so happy with them. I want you to
Yeah.
reward them. And
Right.
I want to go ahead and invest. I would like anybody who is out there watching this. I am a novice investor. I don't know anything
Me
really
too.
about it, but I did invest in Donald Trump's Truth Social, and that has
Good for
been
you.
that,
I wanted to do that.
that has been such a roller coaster ride. I got some right the same day that they announced, so I got that like at $12, and then I bought
Nice.
some, I think, like at $25. And so I've had it where the stock has gone above the 25, and I've had it where the stock has gone below the 25. And right now we've gained another 10% or something today.
Yes,
Dow
hang on
Jones
to
is
it.
up. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it. But anyhow, anybody who's out there that knows anything about investing, let me know if you think Newsmax is a good deal. I have been watching their coverage, and they're not the most polished, but that's because they're new. Polish comes with time and experience and
Yeah.
the money to be able to pay the talent and the production team and everything else. That's all window dressing.
Yeah.
The important part is, are they giving us the truth? Are they giving us the facts?
Yes. Yep.
Are they framing things in a way like Trump retakes power?
Yeah. That has a lot of negatives to
Oh,
it.
that's so loaded.
That
That is
sounds like a
so
coup, I mean,
exactly. He just retakes power
he
as
took it.
January 6th.
Yeah. No, we the
Oh,
people retake our power.
yes. All right, let me see what comments we got here. Yeah, laughing about CNN, absolutely. Um, in one state, 12 electoral county votes, and I put that on there,
Yeah.
called before the count completed. 8 have been arrested. I know there will be more to come. Which state is that?
Yeah. A 12 electoral.
Anthony, still out there? Give me
Yeah.
some info on that. We can look that
That's
up.
great news, though. I mean, Trump warned, don't do it.
Yeah, don't. But California is shady. You know how they do
Yeah.
things. Let me pull up their website.
I know where I'm at. I mean, God bless Texas, but Harris County, San Antonio, which is Bexar, I believe, or Bayer, however, Bayer County, and then Dallas. Those three places need to be looked at, but our AG is on it. Paxton's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
what are we looking at?
this is the California Secretary of State site. So this 37 days left. So anything that's put out as to what California election results are is not official until after this 37 days. And you will see information such as 95% reporting. Well, if you look a little closer, let's see where we can find
Wow.
here. Statewide contests. Results home. The first, when I saw this on my phone, the first thing that came up was 95%. It's not showing on here the 95%. But anyhow, it had showed that it was 95%. But if you look deeper, it said 95% of precincts partially reporting. So it makes it sound like, yeah, we have this huge number of completed ballots, but it's ridiculously small. Like the total number of registered voters in California is 22 million, and they were expecting a 75% turnout. So to look at the votes that they have here right now, let me see if I can make this a little bigger.
9 million almost people. Thank you. You're about 9 million votes in, well, roughly.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot more to go.
Yeah. So we're expecting 75% of 22 million.
Yeah.
Times 0.75. So that would be 16.5 million. So that's another, let's see, minus 5.6 minus 3.9. So we have another 7 million potentially votes out there. And
that's a lot.
I don't know where they come up with the 75%. I would be really surprised if everybody didn't vote. I mean, there's no reason not to, right?
Yeah, and Trump is only down roughly by a million. I mean,
there's a lot in there. And you know what? Like, for instance, in Kern County, let me see if we can see what they're saying on Kern County. In Kern County, we don't have technology. We're a relatively poor county compared to, say, for instance, Los Angeles. Kern County has about 1 million people in it. Los Angeles, of course, has got a lot more, 6-7 million. They had 600 in-person voting precincts in Los Angeles County.
Yeah.
But you can only vote there if you are a part of that county, because they only have their races for you.
That's how it is here.
Yeah. So 600 in person for a week. You could go in person. Guess how many are in Kern County, which is the size of like 3 eastern states put together?
What?
1.
Oh.
And it was in the county seat in Bakersfield, which is the only blue area of the entire county.
Yeah. I've been to Bakersfield, so I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only place where you're going to find Democrats, for the most part, is in Bakersfield.
And that's where it's at.
That they allowed early in-person voting. So when you see Kern County's results on election day or even the next day, it is reflecting such a skewed electorate. My area, I'm an hour and a half away from Bakersfield. They don't count the votes where I'm at. I just count the number of votes. I don't count who voted for what. It all gets put into a bag. I put a seal on it, And my field reps, there's 2 people. You have to have 2 people with ballots at all times.
Yeah.
Field rep comes, picks them all up, puts them in a van with everybody else in our town, and then takes the hour and a half to 2-hour drive back to Bakersfield. I
Wow.
guarantee you not one of our votes was counted until this morning.
Wow. Yeah, that's not on purpose.
No. So let's take a look at what they're showing here. So we have a total of 821 precincts. Let me get this bigger. So you can see it.
Yes.
All right, 821 precincts. They say 36.5% of the turnout so far. No, that's turnout.
Okay, turnout.
But I don't know how that can possibly be. I don't know. I think that may be what they've counted, because we remember anything that could have been postmarked too. It had been postmarked yesterday. It still has several days to get there.
The military votes and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So this is going to change, of course, throughout the day.
Yeah, that percentage is based on, I think, what they've counted, because otherwise, how would they know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's just what they've gotten so far. So okay. All right. This isn't really telling me anything.
Candidate statements.
Yeah, this isn't telling me results. So
yeah.
So I guess they haven't gotten to that point yet. Normally they'll tell you.
That's just 37 days left. That's just crazy.
Yeah, 37 days. County results.
There we go.
Okay.
Votes. Yeah, 62,000.
Yeah.
In your county. So
in my county has 950,000 people in it. Registered voters, I believe, is somewhere around 400,000.
Okay.
So
you're not even close yet.
Yeah, we're less than 25%.
Yeah. Yeah, they just started yours.
Yeah, they've just started. But you can see how big that lead is. This is because this right here is Bakersfield in-person early voting.
Wow.
But they get to know this too. So, when you have all this early voting, most states allow you to start counting as you're getting them. There's very few states that say you can't start counting at all until election day. Most of them, if they have early voting, they allow for the counting of them too. They're not supposed to tell anybody, but somebody knows.
I believe we don't start counting them until election day.
Yeah, I know in California they do start counting them early. They don't announce them until election day.
Right.
But that's the only way they give you any numbers at all for California, is because they're counting them beforehand. We don't have the technology. Kern does not have the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, just
somebody said Rainbow Rabbit Hole. You see that? California called the presidential race. I didn't get to see. Went to bed. I had to.
Yeah.
So.
But I know California. Yeah, it was like, I'm surprised they even waited 15 minutes because they just know. The expectation is that it's going to go blue, but the swings. I was Fox News was talking about the swings, and so this is where it was so important that we get out the vote and make it too big to rig, that we get the popular vote, because people then realize that they really can make a difference. If it's like 100 to 1. I mean, why even bother? A lot of people are like, I got other more important things to do. But when you start seeing that, no, most of your neighbors think the way you do. It's just everybody thinks nobody does, and nobody goes out, and then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. And, I know I talked to several people here in Harris County. It's kind of different. People think of Texas, right? But we are the most diverse city, area, county in Texas. even Dallas and San Antonio isn't as diverse as Harris County. And I would talk to people and I'd be like, that's how I would open. Well, are you voting? You know? And I didn't ask, like who you voting for or whatever. I just let them speak. And a lot of the times they'd be like, I don't know, I just really I don't know what I think, and I just I'm kind of busy, and so then I would lead in with, look, these are two very different candidates right now, and usually it's at the grocery store. So I'd be like, I know that I'm struggling, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go that route, and hopefully they did. By the end of the conversation, it'd be like, yeah, you know what, I think you're right. One person even told me I mistake.
Well, when Trump talks about the cost of bacon and that he's cut back,
Yes, exactly.
when Trump Jr. talks about, him getting sticker shock at McDonald's,
Right.
yeah, it's like here in California,
Yeah.
fast food has become unaffordable because we decided to set aside that group, fast food workers, and pay them $20 an hour. The state minimum wage in California is 15, which is already crazy. But if you're
Wow.
in fast food, you get 20. Why? And then how many different fast food places nowadays have where you pay and it says, "Oh, do you want to give a tip?" No, I'm not going to give a tip.
A
How
tip
dare
at
you even
fast food?
how yeah, dare you even ask me? Yes, there's a thing when you pay with your credit card, it shows up at Subway. You want to give a tip? Baskin Robbins, you want to give a tip? I don't think I've seen it at McDonald's. They haven't been as
Yeah.
bold as that, but there are a good number of fast food places. Tips were supposed to be for those folks that are making way less than the minimum wage.
Yes.
It's like 20% of minimum wage, and they don't they can't live without the tips.
Yeah. Exactly. But that's insane. I mean, how can this is the thing, fast food, especially with the price of food, right?
Mhm.
Or even just restaurants, they have to go purchase this stuff. And
Mhm.
granted, they get somewhat of a discount, but when it goes up for us, it goes up for them too.
Mhm.
And then you're putting on them $20 an hour for
Mhm.
employees. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, the cost of the food has just gone through the roof. And you know what? It's not helping the employees
mm-mm.
because you go into McDonald's now, you cannot get a person to take your order. You have the machine take your order.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought of that. Like they're
Yeah,
getting
you
paid
go in.
$20 an hour, but you're placing your own order on
Right,
the
because you
thing.
know what? At that point, it is cheaper for them to invest in that machine than it is
Yeah.
to pay that worker. And so you are depriving a whole new generation of young people the experience of how to
Yep.
deal with customers
Mm-hmm.
in a civil way,
Very true.
how to show up to work on time, all those basic life skills before they get their job for
Yeah.
providing for their
Well,
family.
jobs in high school,
Mhm. Yeah.
things like that where they,
There are no teenagers in fast food around my area. They're all
oh,
adults because they're not going to pay a high schooler
yeah,
$20 an hour, and they don't make an exception. That would be another thing they could have done. They could have said, "All right, if you're under 18, you have the restrictions of when you can work, how many hours you can work. They are
yeah,
not as valuable as that
yeah.
adult employee. So you're not going to have a teenager working fast food anymore." So
Wow.
they're trying to telling you, oh, people who are in fast food, they're supporting their family. Well, now they are because you can't get any teenagers into those positions.
Yeah. That's changing the structure of the community in itself and
Mm-hmm.
families. I mean, something as simple as that has a big impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you see, I believe on 1010, Elon Musk was showing off his capabilities with his robots.
I
Did
didn't
you
see that.
see that? It was
No.
freaky crazy.
Oh,
That they were doing repetitive tasks where they could pick up things, turn around, like you could replace Amazon workers because they would know where to find the item. They pick it up, they put it in the box, they take it over to the conveyor belt, and it moves on. You can pay a robot and that's a one-time investment of $20,000. And he has the battery technology for that robot to last all day. His closest competitor is 2 to 3 times as expensive and has a battery power of 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
So he is already using those robots in his Tesla factories. He is proving the concept in his own business.
Yeah.
He plans on having them for sale next year.
That scares me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how exactly I feel about it.
Yeah, like that whole technology thing. I think technology is amazing. I think things like that strives forward are amazing. But then I'm torn because of the things. Well, what about us? What about the people that need the jobs? What about, like, where does this take us? Where everybody's unemployed? I mean, we got to make some money somehow. And so that's why I love it and I hate it.
Right. But I mean, take a look at any major advancement, the buggy whip makers, there are always people that are going to be out of that job. But you know what? We have so much ingenuity that the American people can adapt and overcome and move into something else and find a new need that they can solve a problem for. And so,
well, there's a lot of problems to be solved. So
there are a
that's
lot of
true.
problems to be solved. But take, for instance, the unions are totally against automation. Whenever they have their contracts coming up, they're like, no automation. The port strike is an example of it.
Yes.
Which I thought that was certainly going to completely blow up the Harris campaign there, but they decided that they were going to put off everything until January.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that
down
goes.
the road. Give it to Trump.
They kicked it down the road, but it's a good thing because Trump, I think, and Elon Musk can maybe make a huge difference on this to make us competitively globally, because American ports are woefully under. They don't have the technology at all. They don't have anything automated, so it's crazy expensive.
Yeah, and you're right, because globally we can't compete right now because we haven't accepted it. And the unions fight it too, honestly, from another side, because they can't get dues from a robot.
No, they can't. That's exactly right. And of course, the worker who is making $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 because they're the ones that are operating that equipment, of course, they don't want to lose that job. But it makes the cost of goods into America, that makes it that all those costs are passed on to us.
Yeah.
So if you can automate it and you reduce those costs, then if we have tariffs on those goods, you can balance it out, and Americans aren't paying anything more. China's paying it.
Yep.
They're absorbing it. But of course you have to worry about, well, what do you do with those people that are displaced?
Right. And see, that's my issue. And so that's where I hope, though, where with Elon understanding the intricate parts of technology, right? But also having great common sense and a great problem solver can help us with that. Because I know I've racked my brain and I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand these people's jobs. So like, I don't know what else they could do, but I'm hoping that someone like Elon can help with something like that, because he
cut his workforce on Twitter by 80%, and it works way better than ever.
I remember them saying Twitter's going to go down. It's never going to survive. How can you survive with 30% of your workforce?
Because half of them were in the break room playing ping pong table and taking their spa days
and getting their lattes. Yeah.
And their lattes. And so anyhow, I think when he started out, he brought like a kitchen sink into the Twitter break room.
Beautiful.
Yes. Well, Elon Musk just posted a photo of himself bringing a kitchen sink to the Oval Office. It's starting.
It's on, baby.
So, we talk about, well, we want to be compassionate about these dock workers that, are being paid huge sums because they want to fight against technology and efficiency. Well, Elon Musk wants to get rid of the 87,000 IRS workers. Do you really want them to keep working and taking all of our money? I don't.
I have a problem with my sister who works for the IRS. But listen, my sister, which she works in, is she works with the big, like, the big corporations and stuff like that that are trying to like hide stuff and all of that. So I'm really proud of her for doing what she's doing with that. But yeah, the IRS is unconstitutional to me, in my opinion. So I just have to be careful because I don't want to be mean to my sister.
No,
But
I
she knows. I mean,
understand.
she knows how I feel.
Yeah. But one of the things that Elon Musk is compassionate, and those Twitter employees let go, he gave them huge severances.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
what he talked about with laying off the government workers. He's like,
Mhm.
we're talking about giving them 2 year severance. I'm like, do you really need to give them 2 year severance? How about 1 year? Let's be able to start reaping that benefit before the midterms. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
If we stretch that out to 2 years, we're going to be like, oh, the deficit has exploded. We haven't saved anything. I thought you were going to save us money, Elon.
Right.
I
Trillions.
thought, yeah.
But here's the other thing. I do have I'm excited because I have faith in that. When he does stuff like that, he will come out with something that we can actually look at that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense and reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I hope. Like if he said 2 years, yeah, I kind of cringed. I'm like, wait a minute, 2? Like you did?
Yeah.
But if he's saying 2, why is that? Maybe because that's how long it's going to take to get this economy back to whatever. But here's the other thing. I mean, some of these IRS workers, they're already under the Treasury. Trump put them under the Treasury. So go work at collecting the tariffs.
Right. Yes, exactly. We just shifted, but
Yeah.
federal government is too big. And as Elon Musk was pointing out, every single government worker or government contract worker that's paid directly by the government is a tax on
Yes.
us. They are
It
not
is.
producing anything. They are taking from the American people that are doing all the work. So we have to definitely shrink that, be more efficient.
Yes. Amen to that. Amen to that. Get the corrupt ones out first and then work
Yeah.
on the other ones.
Exactly. And a lot can be done just with attrition because you always have turnover.
Yeah.
So a lot can just be voluntarily moving on. And a lot of Twitter, they selected themselves to leave. They weren't fired. They just, I hate Elon, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, bye.
Well, that's going to happen, I think, with some of these government employees too. They've got TDS so bad, instead of hanging it out for their families to see how it works out, they're just going to say, "I'm out of here." So it makes Elon's job easier because they're just going to leave.
Yeah, that would be great. But did you hear we got Ron Paul now on Team Trump?
No.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, Elon was having a discussion with, I think it was Joe Rogan, and they talked about Ron Paul's ideas about the Fed and dismantling the Fed and things like that. And Elon said, I would love to work with Ron Paul. Then somebody interviewed Ron Paul, and Ron Paul was like, yeah, I'll work with Elon Musk on that.
Love it.
Yeah. So, my goodness, we're just getting all these great ideas from a very diverse group of people. And I think when they break down who was supporting Trump, in that popular vote, the historic number of African Americans and Latinos, and even a lot more women than they think, and the youth vote.
Yes.
When they see all of that, I'm really hoping that that'll help bring our country together and heal it, because so many people, I really have been disappointed with how many people I know that are like, oh, they're in mourning, they're sad, and they're like, oh, Trump is horrible, he's so misogynistic and hateful, and I'm like,
they're so programmed.
You've only been hearing his snippets taken from the mainstream media. You haven't listened to his 2-hour rallies. You haven't gone and been there in person. And you know somebody by their fruit. If you want to say that Trump supporters are his fruit, and you just are basking in these thousands of people that are all around you, they're just so happy.
Yeah. It's electric. You can feel the difference. I mean, it does. It just raises you up almost
Yes.
and hugs you. I
Yes.
mean, that's like, and that's what we need for our country, for all
Mhm.
of us.
Yes. Yeah, there was a video that Romeo sent me. Did he send it to you where people were just singing, how great thou art? Oh my
Yes.
god, that's so uplifting. And
I
that
think I
is,
posted it and said, if this doesn't make you tear up, I don't know what will.
yeah, yeah. But we definitely have to continue to pray for all of
Yes.
our leaders and that this transition goes smoothly, that those that have been infected with TDS, that we
Yeah.
find a vaccine, an inoculation, a
Yeah.
cure.
Yeah. Something, because I, I don't like seeing anybody miserable.
No.
I really don't. I mean, today I am basking a little bit in some of it,
Mhm.
but, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about this and I said, we've earned, I think, 24 hours or so of basking in it, but
Mhm.
then it is time to get to work and be real because, you know, for America to be great, it has to be all of us.
Yeah, it
And,
really
and
does. And I think success, Trump has often said success is going to be the uniting force in
yeah,
America. So, yeah, the faster
exactly.
we can get everything heading in the right direction, people are going to leave all that negativity behind,
Yep.
and they're going to see. And he has so many more great spokespeople
Hmm.
that I think that'll help kind of turn things around too. I think Vance is excellent.
Yeah.
Had my doubts about him to begin with, but
Me
he's
too.
been fantastic.
He
Great
has.
speaker, and I definitely see hopefully another 8 years with him after Trump.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, 2028 looking forward because there's so many great people that could run.
Hmm.
Now Vance being, you know, already kind of set up, I think,
Right. Yeah.
like you're saying, but it'll be interesting to see at the end of this who challenges him
Right. Right.
because I don't know about debating him because he's great at it.
He is. I think really his biggest challenger would be Vivek. But
Hmm.
they've claimed they've got a pre-existing friendship from their law school days. So I'm hoping that they play nice with each other, and we don't get a Trump DeSantis kind of thing going.
No, but
When it
maybe it would be
in
him
4
and
years.
Vivek as vice president.
That would be, yeah, that would be great. That
Yeah.
like, needs some more experience, so maybe he'll be appointed to fill Vance's Senate seat. Or I
Yeah.
understand the governor is going to be leaving next election cycle, so he
Hmm.
may run for governor. But get some
He'll
more
be there
experience.
somewhere.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
for
know, but
sure.
he definitely needs to be involved. I'm just not sure where.
Yeah, it is. It really is a dream team, isn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, all of the people that Trump has brought together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be unifying.
Did you see the Avengers clip where they were, you know,
Yes.
down with democracy? I'm like, I don't know if you are saying what we want, what you think you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I I love I think Benny showed it and Elon was Iron Man. Trump was Captain America. I mean, it was amazing. There's so many great things out there right now, you
Mhm.
guys. I mean, remember, just keep laughing. We've earned it.
Yes. Oh, here, let me show you that Avengers ad.
Hmm.
I found it.
Love it.
Uh,
AC, I agree. We are all getting over the trauma.
it's like,
That one. Yeah.
original, but what about something punchier like, oh, you looking for this? I too, everybody loved it. Okay, we're just trying to get out the vote. That's better. Okay, how about I'm down with democracy? It's just plain and simple. Okay, I like that. It's hard to argue with that. Kamala Harris down with democracy. Oh, yeah. I'm Kamala Harris. And I say, down with democracy. I don't know if that sounds the way we want it to sound, though. I think we just need, can we get some production, though? Jarvis? My name's not Jarvis, but whatever. Oh, yeah, that's right. Down with democracy. Down with democracy. Is that what we need, though? Tear down democracy. Please stop playing around music under yourselves.
That is so good.
Down with democracy.
That is great. Down with democracy. Hey, there's more truth in that behind the scenes than I think they realize.
Mark Ruffalo was trying. I know he is totally anti-Trump, but he was like, I don't know that that's what we want to say. But everybody else was all in. Yeah, down with democracy.
I love that. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Anyhow, I've enjoyed sharing this time with you and kind of just like getting it all out there, all the wonderful feelings and everything. Just I'm not going to take up any more of your time, and everybody that's out there watching. I appreciate you watching as well. I gotta get back to it. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day yesterday, and I actually woke up pretty early after all of that. So
yeah, you need to get some rest. I'm telling you, you really, like, we're all, I think, just living on coffee and caffeine or
adrenaline
right now.
And good vibes and
and joy.
Yes, joy. We've got the real joy.
Exactly.
Yeah. But be kind to your Harris loving neighbors. Just give them some space. Now is not the time to try and use logic on them, because logic didn't get them to where they are. Hopefully when things start turning around, they'll come to that on their own. Just keep praying for them. And of course, pray for our leaders and the safety of everything that's going on.
Amen on that. Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, God bless. Thank you so much for joining me. All of you out there in our comment section, Lisa and AC and Stormbringer. Thank you so much. And we will see you next time. Okay.
Thank you, Jen. Be blessed, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.